Hey guys, thank you so much for visiting this page and being here with me. So let's talk white label web design. We're going to go through this. The problem here, and this is why you're at this page to begin with here, is you're looking to find a white label web design partner, which is really, really, really difficult for a number of different reasons. And let's kind of dive into the problem a little bit. So let's go over the options here that are on the table that are the most commonly executed here. So number one is to hire on a freelance marketplace like Upwork. You know the ones. There's several, and build an actual remote team, through these marketplaces. Problem here that you run into a lot is the first of all quality. Quality can vary. You just don't really know who you're hiring a lot of times. Even if the quality is good, and you do test projects and you train them and all this good stuff. A lot of times, guys get better opportunities. Things happen in life, and these freelancers can kind of just disappear and leave you kind of hanging, and you have to figure whatever you're doing out. And a lot of times they'll take the money and run as well. So it's kind of it's definitely a gamble, even with all the security measures that are in place with escrows and yada yada. It still can be a really pretty big gamble, and you just never know, man. You really have to vet people, and it takes a lot of time, and it's you're basically a one man or at most two man HR team at that point. So yeah, there's a lot of problems with that. Number two, you can look out there, and there's a lot of Indian, Ukrainian, Filipino, et cetera, many different countries, Belarus, all kinds of great countries in the world that they're running these outsourcing agencies where they've got like teams. They're working at lower wages because of the cost for living out in those countries. So you're getting a good deal, you're getting a good value. You're able to kind of get a lot of projects done, and it's very scalable. However, the quality varies quite a bit. It's very difficult to find a good team that consistently does quality. You might see a couple of their samples, and it's like, wow, these guys are great, but you see like a site they actually build in production for like a client kind of situation at that price point, and it's just not at that quality. It's pretty terrible. So I've had a lot of experiences with these kinds of things, and it's very it's a convenient solution when you think in your mind and you're like, oh yeah, this makes, but when you actually do it in practice, it can be it can return mixed results, to say the least. Okay, number three here is actually outsourced to an American web design agency, like that does front end client work, who is willing to white label to other agencies. Okay, and there's a lot of these. Most companies, if they were approached with an opportunity like this, they might bite. The problem here is again with quality, and this is what I found. Generally support will be really good, but the quality can be really bad, and this is the reason because a lot of the American web design agencies out there that are like at a price point that is affordable to be marking up to either at local businesses, SMBs, and beyond. You know what I mean? It's they're mostly working with local companies. They're local agencies, and they deal with local kind of website clients, local PPC clients, local SEO clients, whatever it is. And the web design is just not up to par. It's just really bad. It doesn't convert well. It's pretty much it's just kind of a slap, copy and paste kind of templated sort of solution. You know what I mean? A lot of times, of course, there's exceptions to the rules on all the things I'm saying here, but this is my main experience. So you're outsourcing these American agencies. They look really good. Again, you'll see a couple samples that look good, but when they actually start delivering, you're like, damn, it's just it's not creative with the fonts. It's not, it doesn't make an impact. It's not going to wow your clients. You know what I mean? It doesn't make you stand apart from the rest. Very difficult, man. Very difficult when you're doing that. And so, where it is convenient that they are in America and the time zones are aligned, it can be very hard to find the right quality. Number four, obvious choice here: hire locally. Actually, just get on Craigslist or whatever is local to you, and find some local talent, hire them, interview them in person, be able to actually sit down with them and meet with them. It's an okay choice for some. I mean, again, the quality is going to vary. You're limiting the talent pool to just such a small area in most cases that unless you're in like a really big city and there's a lot of opportunities, it can be pretty hard. And also, again, they can kind of ghost as well and kind of leave without taking money and just kind of running too. It's kind of a big gamble, and a lot of times you'll be dealing with people who, if they get a bigger opportunity, they'll just kind of ditch the whole thing completely and leave you high and dry. Number five is an unfortunate one to even mention, but going back and doing it all yourself. If this is only an option for those that are web developers or designers, by trade, or know some technical code and stuff. But you can always go back and do it all yourself. Of course, that's probably the most tried and true way that you get the best results. But at the end of the day, it's not scalable. It's not you end up working yourself and to death and renting your time for money. It's just not very fair to you, especially if you're looking to run a sustainable long-term agency business. It's really it's not Not all that. Okay, so after 10 years of struggling with all these kinds of options and doing all these things and trying these things and losing money on projects and making more money on different projects, finding a good team, having them all leave. After 10 years of struggling, I did find a solution, and what I've been doing is putting my trust in Dash Clicks. Okay, so this is a white label agency, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But I've been putting my trust in a company called Dash Clicks, and they have not let me down yet. They've been a really great team. So first of all, you're ordering from a live website calculator, so you always have consistent pricing. Basically, you put in the number of pages. Of course, you need to have a defined scope, and you should anyway, right? If you're running a credible business, but get your defined scope going from the client. You'll be able to quote a project live on the phone with them by putting in how many pages you need. You need this feature, that feature, whatever. A calculator spits out a number. Boom, you just you do your markup on that. So it's really cool and convenient to be able to have a website calculator like that and always have consistent pricing, which I really respect from them. It's 100% USA based. All right, so they are, they're all in America. Everybody that's doing the work is in America, and they're solely focused on white label only. So you're not dealing with, these companies that, are kind of doing front end work and also doing the back end. These guys only do back end work, and this is their deal. They also have a ton of other services to upsell. So they do SEO, they do directory listings for local companies, they do PPC, they do we've seen some really great success with them. They're very good. The team's great, and you just have tons of other services to upsell equals scaling your agency quickly with recurring revenue, which web design a lot of times fails at, as you might know. So it's also a fully white label dashboard that you get, which is amazing. You white label the domain, the logo, everything is white labeled. Reports, they do everything. So it's really it kind of puts your agency sort of like in a box, and these guys aren't going to run out on you because they're servicing tons of different agencies and handling hundreds of projects a month. So it's really they're scaling well. They're based in Florida, and they've been doing a really great thing. So the other thing I really like about this company is it's suitable for 99% of projects that I've kind of recommended to them. So both for local businesses, it's wonderful, and they have a whole suite of products that are great, including a product called Insta Sites, which you can go explore on your own there. But it's basically a hosted solution like a Wix or something like that they offer for really local businesses. That's a monthly retainer model for websites. So they got really creative. They have a lot of good offerings, and then they have a full WordPress offering as well with the full support. That's through the calculator, and that can go up to SMBs easily, even bigger. So they do really great work. Customer support team is always ready to answer questions, which is obviously of top priority. They have a live chat on their site that is active, and they get back to you immediately. You can also call. There's so many different ways to get in touch with them. It's really helpful depending on your flavor. And they have an active Facebook community, which I really respect as well. It's a lot of entrepreneurs, people using this service and using this agency model. They do a lot of training. They do a lot of masterminds. They're very active, and I think that it's just a wonderful service, wonderful idea, and you really get an active community and customer support base. So enough yapping on my part here. Click below, sign up for free. It's completely a free account. You get a dashboard set up, put in some basic info about your agency. You're all set up in a second. You can log into your account, and you can just go direct up to the fulfillment tab at the top. You'll see the live website calculator. You'll see the different services. You'll see the pricing, the MSRP for those services. So kind of like what you can make, what they suggest you charge, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really intuitive, and you get a free account. You just get set up for free, and you don't get charged until you start actually signing clients up for your services. So get out there, man. Start helping your clients better than ever before using this technology. So I'm really glad to throw this at you. And again, I trust it emphatically. And yeah, do it. Go over there, sign up, click the button below. You're going to close the pop-up. You're already here. Go ahead and sign up. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.